I want to let everybody know that's listening to this right now. It's chunkybee.tv.
Okay, bring it down, yeah, we'll come back out.
I was in a family squabble with Donnie and Marie. Find somebody that can brag about that. Find somebody that Dr. Phil called a retard.
Find someone that Dr. Phil called a retard.
I'm the only one on record. And I'm proud of it.
That's going to be the new promo coming in. The only man in America that Dr. Phil is called a retard. Chunky B.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast of 1 Degree of Chunky B. What a great day it's going to be. Right across the table is the executive producer of Love in the Garage of Love. A very, let's just call him extremely talented. He goes by the name of Gary Adler. Everybody, round of applause for Gary Adler.
Thank you. Super to be here. Super.
The man to my immediate left, the Wizard of the Knobs, the man that totally embraces the Garage of Love. Twist, turn, and do your thing. Say hello to Travis Spencer.
Hey, boy, Travis.
Do I still have a job? Do I still have a job? Still good?
Thank you for being here. Here's what's so great about today, Adler, and I need your undivided attention on this.
Got it.
What's so great about this?
Did he just tell you to give that
He did, yes.
undivided attention?
You hear her voice.
Johnny ADD told me to pay attention.
You know something? You got ODD. You're odd, man. You are odd. Okay, let's cut to the chase. The beauty, the wonder, the skill, and the passion of Kelli Gates.
Kelli Gates
Everybody.
is here?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Real quick, Kelli.
Yes.
KLOS 95.5. Tell me what's shaking.
Well, that was a huge part of my life for a long time. It's no longer, unfortunately. I was with two guys that named Mark and Brian, who were around for, 30-something years. And I was a part of their team for many of those years. And then they retired, and they retired me along with them, I guess. I didn't want to be, but everybody associated with the show kind of got like going, well, one fell swoop. It was kind of a shocker. And, still surviving, though. Everything's good. Yeah. I miss it. I miss the place, though, because those are the call letters I always wanted to say, even...
Kelli Gates, there's a petition on the internet to try and get you back on the air. How's that going?
Oh, I felt embarrassed about it, to be honest with you, because one radio station got inundated and the program director thought I was behind it and thought, like, okay, girl,
So you're the
desperate.
one that caused that scandal?
But no, it was just, listeners are really amazing. I'll give you that too. But they can also sometimes like do things without your knowledge or your... prompting.
An unauthorized petition.
Yes. And so I was a little embarrassed by it, but at the same time, I'm very thankful that people still actually care, and
Absolutely.
so it was neat, but it also had I had to smooth some things out with this particular person and let him know that, no, I did not flood your inbox and write that crazy,
Is it okay to say the name of the station that people were trying to get you on?
Sure.
That's 100.3 The Sound.
Because I
How do
actually
you know this?
Because I have Wikipedia, and you still get beepers.
Hey, let me jump in because I haven't heard my voice in only 30 seconds.
Are you okay? Let's see your pulse. Let's say, yeah, he's still alive.
Baby.
Okay.
Kelli Gates and I worked on an extremely mediocre talk show dedicated. Yeah. Look at me. I'm talking off my...
There you go.
You gotta really hear
I'm
yourself.
back. I'm back. All right. Kelli Gates and I worked on a really mediocre talk show out in the valley. What is the valley? Where was it? Los Feliz area.
Yeah. Silver
All
Lake,
right.
yeah.
Soap Talk.
I was the announcer of the show, so I can handle
I can't even remember. I can't even remember. All right, hold on.
On the Soap Network. Continue.
Carry on. I'm sorry. I'm just being...
Lucy's ovulating. Let me get her out of here.
Yeah.
Lucy, come on, girl.
What just happened right now? My dog walked into the garage. All right, let's go back. We may have to... Yeah. Check it out.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Kelli Gates and I... Soap Talk with Lisa Rinna and
Ty Treadway.
Come on in, Ty. And I want to let you know, Adler and Travis, we had a blast working on the show because it was so boring. It was, come on, and it's been years. How many years? 7 years?
A long
and I'm going
time.
to tell you people right now, and I kid you not, I'm telling you the truth. The show sucked.
Yeah, but it was pioneering because now it's Talking Dead, Talking Bad. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
absolutely.
a pioneering
yes.
show. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even think about that
Yeah.
twist. But check this out. We did 5 shows in a day, and we worked Saturdays and Sundays. And Kelli Gates and I met maybe near the craft service table. I gave her an M&M block because I saw her going for the Snickers or the candy, and I was like, I don't even know you, chick. Bam! And I grabbed the bagel and some M&M.
Yeah, that thing was dangerous.
M&Ms. I'm nervous. I want to let you know. Dude, we don't even have to cut this out because I'm going to speak the truth. I am nervous because the legendary, the great Kelli Gates is here, and I'm talking about pushing her away for an M&M. We did this show. We did 5 years. Lisa Rinna and Ty.
Ty
Yeah. I got you.
Were you the announcer on it? Oh, you were.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Keep me going, dude.
Give us
I've
the
had a
rundown.
long day.
Were you doing warm up?
I was warming up the crowd.
Okay.
But it was so much more. They would infiltrate Chunky into the show, and it was awesome.
No. Okay.
The
I got
things
my
you
little
did.
bits. I got my little bits. But the reason why they didn't put me in after or SAG is because my rate was too high, and if I did, so I did it all for free. Not my job, but when I was on television, do you know I did that?
Oh, no kidding.
I did that all for free.
I did not know that.
And you're sitting there with your sexy voice doing all the announcing, making kabillions.
It was a good paycheck, I will say, for what I did. I mean, I really would only have to say, coming up next, whatever.
Right. Okay, I'm going in so many directions. Then to this season, you were the announcer on Marie Osmond.
Oh, terrific. You
But
guys
they-
worked together again.
Yes, but Adler, I'm going to tell you something. They didn't even have her in the studio. She had to go to like a studio far away.
So you guys weren't hanging out at craft service.
No, we didn't even
Yeah.
see each
I was
other.
being
All
pushed
I would
away.
do is like,
Jeez,
intros and outros of the commercial. I heard Kelli Gates'
Oh.
Can I
voice.
tell you my favorite, most riveting lines I got to say from that show that I really had to focus and,
Yeah.
bring it? Coming up next, Joey Lawrence teaches Marie how to make gingerbread cookies.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Shin goosebumps.
Thank you.
Shin goosebumps.
I just had to sell that
Listen,
puppy,
I want to let you know, I'm having an emotional week.
Yes,
you
you are.
asked Kelli Gates some of the questions that we talked about in our
Here's what I want to talk. I'm gonna confess something first of
Yes.
all. In that I was a huge Mark and Brian fan, and I'm sure you've heard this from many, many people. I was roommates with a woman from New York, and she said, "My boy's coming to town, Mr. Howard Stern."
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard Mr. Howard Stern, I flipped. Can you tell us about the impact that had on your show? Let's be honest here.
Well, in all honesty, I was not with Mark and Brian when that happened initially, when he first came to town. But being in radio, I knew a lot and I followed it. I know the fact that he held the Mark and Brianna funeral through
Yes.
downtown. And let's just say that, when I would join the show, and I was with them for 14 years, so I forget.
So you were with before or after Howard came to town?
After.
Okay.
After. And but we would have guests who would come on all the time and not thinking would just mention his name.
Of course.
And in conversation, and oh boy, you would just like brace the side of the table like, oh God, how soon is this person going to be asked to leave?
The boys felt it.
Yeah, one more than the other. I won't say who, but one was threatened more than the other one was. And,
I'll give you two guesses which one it was, Chunky.
I think it was Mark.
I'm not even going there.
Safety first.
But they had their own niche, Mark and Brian. And, at times I thought, this is a little cheesy of a show. But when I would leave to go to Soap Talk and listen to it on the radio, I'd leave early on Friday sometimes when we did Friday tapings. Right. I would hear the show in a whole different light. I would hear like the train wreck in a way for what it was. Like just, you never knew what topic was going to go and what a caller was going to say and where it was going to bounce to. And it was like... I found it to be fun. Sometimes involved in it, you're kind of like, oh, geez, God, how do you not know that? Yeah. But like, listen, but then as a listener, it was, I don't know, it took on a different dynamic. So I had a great time there, but yeah, certainly Howard had a whole different kind of audience and I think intelligence, to be honest with you, even though, his stuff was so crass.
Now, is it true that you had no idea what either Mark or Brian, one of them was going to leave, from what I understand, and nobody really knew until it happened the day of?
Yes, absolutely. That was one of the...
Break that down. Break that down and don't be in a hurry.
Yeah, no. Well, Mark had announced his retirement a year out. So everybody knew.
Mark is the family man, the dark-haired
North
one,
Carolina.
the beard.
Yes,
okay, the
absolutely.
down-to-earth guy, not very un-Hollywood.
Yes,
okay.
you got it. And so, he announced his retirement. He was excited about it. So it was a really neat way to like reminisce, and we would able to, have conversations, and guests would come on and talk about it. Whereas Brian wasn't sure what he was going to do and if he was going to continue or not. And so it was very odd sometimes because it wouldn't be as natural of a conversation as we'd want it to be. He kind of cut Mark off sometimes. I don't mean to be saying this in a bad way. It was just like the dynamics of like, I don't know what I'm doing, dude, so... While it was celebratory in one way and reflective in one, it was also very like touchy, in the other way. So we all thought that Brian was going to stay on, and but he already had somebody else that he wanted to do a show with, this other woman. So for the last year, I really didn't even know where I would play into it. So that was hard to sit and listen to on the air.
Yeah, I was about to say, how frustrating is that?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. But, I was a DJ at KLOS before I got put into Mark and Brian. I'm just a rock and roll DJ kind of girl. So I always thought, well, even no matter what happens, I'll be able to stay on in that kind of capacity.
Yeah.
But I'll say for the last, many months there, it was nerve-wracking not knowing what was going to happen. And then in radio, too, they don't want you to have any opportunity to go on the air and say anything damaging about the company. So they kind of almost go out of their way to make you think that you are going to have a job, that you are going to stay on.
Just a big tease.
Yes, I will tell you that morning, it was right before Labor Day. And so the Labor Day was the next Monday. So that morning they say to me, this is like at 9:15 a.m., even though we're doing past moments with Mark and Brian on Monday, you're going to be in to work, right? You still come in and do the news? You'll be available? And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm in on Monday. Okay, great. Awesome.
No.
And then I felt,
You're good.
Okay, I'm fine.
Right.
When really that was just a way of also just keeping me from at the end of the show going, and I'm going to, but no, we really, all of us did not know. There had been phone call the night before that Brian had let some people know that he was deciding not to stay on. Now, I don't know how much of it was negotiations that broke down or this or that, but really, truly, it was not announced until the very, very end of that show, which was already a heart-wrenching show because it was almost like an on-air funeral. Mark was crying, going around the room,
Were they both in the same room at this time? Or they're doing the...
he came back because a lot of your listeners didn't realize for a long time that they were doing it two different places.
He had a studio in North Carolina.
Kevin and Bean do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, but they were more transparent about it, so... Yeah. So it was just really, it was one of the most wonderful radio experiences I've ever been involved in because it was so real and it was so just like,
Well, listen, as far as Hollywood goes, I mean, you had a pretty good run there. That's a long time.
I was with them for almost, like I said, 12, 13 years on a morning show, and it was great. I mean, I met everybody I wanted to meet. It was wild, it was incredible. And but I loved KLOS. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what I want people to know. I loved those call letters. Yeah. Yes, that's all. I kind of looked at it as my destination station, I'll always say.
Well, then let's slide into your rock and roll life.
Yeah.
Nobody knows more rock and roll than you.
Well, I don't know about nobody, but I know a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, really? Because I have a couple questions.
No, you don't. Do you really? Are we gonna quiz her?
Geez.
Yeah,
let's quiz Kelli Gates.
Here we go. Kelli Gates.
This is perfect. Travis, make sure everything's okay.
Oh no.
What was Aldo Nova's real last name?
Oh, really? Oh my God.
By the way, all my questions are about Aldo Nova.
No. I know he's Canadian rock.
That's
right?
true. Montreal. I'll just give you this one. I threw that one out there.
I remember the video with him on the roof.
That's right.
The whole thing. I loved Aldo Nova.
They were a one-hit wonder with Fantasy in 1981.
Right.
Yep.
And but there's more about this guy that you should know.
How do you randomly come up with this particular subject?
Is that he worked with John Bon Jovi.
Okay.
He worked with Celine Dion. He co-wrote A New Day Has Come.
Shut
Can you believe
up.
it?
Go Aldo.
Now, here is the trivia question for you.
Oh, geez. Really?
What
About
famous contemporary TV show on MTV features fantasy in the theme song?
That means that I have to be watching MTV.
Yeah,
right
that's a
now.
penalty.
I don't
Travis,
watch
do you know that
MTV.
one?
I don't watch
That's
MTV.
not a rock question.
Yeah, thank you, Travis.
Question at all.
Yeah, you are busted. You are so busted.
Okay, here's
These
the
may
next
be the
one.
worst trivia questions in the
Here
known
we
to
go.
mankind.
This one she should know.
Okay.
What band had 2 mega hits in 2 different decades? In 1973 and in 1982, they were one-hit wonders twice.
Oh, come on. That's too vague of a question. I go, I'll take 200.
Should I give you a clue?
Yeah,
One hit wonders twice.
twice. It's a rock and roll?
1973 and 1982.
82.
You got me.
Wait. I mean, you're not going to like
vague.
Kansas.
Wait a
I'm going to
minute.
give you
No,
a
it's
clue.
not Kansas,
I'll give you a
no,
clue.
because they have more than
Okay.
one hit.
Radar.
Okay, Golden Earring.
Oh, man, you
And
got
what-
me by a second.
What was the other song?
Twilight Zone.
Thank you.
Kelli Gates
Kelli
is
Gates,
in the garage of love. Travis,
Wow.
I know you're doing a bunch of knobs. Give me some more rock and roll questions. If that, you got more?
I got one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Look up some rock and roll. It's from the 70s and
All right,
80s.
this famous genius musician, okay, graduated with a master's from MIT. Now it's rumored.
Tom Schultz
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you serious?
You gotta be kidding me, ladies and gentlemen.
from Boston.
From Boston. Man, I didn't even get the question out. Dude, that's nuts.
Travis,
man. That's nuts.
I want rock and roll questions, and you're asking, holy sh...
Yeah, that's crazy talk.
Okay, good.
All right, now I'm gonna ask you
Ask us another thing, brother.
the question, okay, that I call the question. Okay. If Chunky B was single and you were extremely hammered, would you get some Chunky B love?
Can I answer that? She would run away.
Come on.
She would run away.
I don't know.
She would
Listen,
run to the
let's,
hills.
let's hear what she has to say. I'm
You know,
curious.
Chunky has twinkly eyes, which I am definitely a fan of.
Dude, you're in. You're in.
And I do love humor.
And
so-
back hair. She
Yeah.
loves back hair.
Hello, I'm wearing a sweater underneath my t-shirt.
He may not let me complete a story while we were out at dinner, though, so that might thwart things. And you know,
Okay,
as it went on.
a while
but-
back, Kelli Gates and I went to a slot machine tournament out in Palm.
Desert, whatever, Indio.
Right on. But I tell you what, I'm going to break it down in a second because I'm going to give you a breather because I want you to drink some tequila and some Bud Light. Gary Adler, you chill and come up with some questions. Travis, turn the
got
knobs. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a second.
All right, Chunky B.
We're rolling.
So,
Hey, here we go.
Okay, before we start, what are you talking about? Did you change your bra?
I said, no, I forgot I had my sports bra on, so I'm afraid I might be smushed. I came here directly from exercise class, and I did a quick change and then forgot about that part. But they smush you. You may not know that, but
No,
about that whole thing.
Hey, when was the last time you were in a sports bra?
When I was the last time I was in a sports bra? I can tell you the last time I took one off my wife. It was recently. Very recently.
I can
After a
tell you the
workout?
same thing.
What? Sweating?
All right, Travis, let me know when you're ready. It's Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. 1 Degree of Chunky B in the Garage of Love. Absolutely honored and humbled to have Kelli Gates in the hizzy. I still use that word. I don't care how old it is. We teased with the desert gambling weekend. Kelli Gates, she's got connections everywhere in the country. And she's like, hey, Chunky, me and my boyfriend are going out to the desert for a slot
I was actually, yes.
competition.
Host the slot tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, a tournament. That's the word I'm looking for.
They have those?
Yes, they have slot tournaments.
There's a lot of skill involved.
You hear that noise she's doing? Do you hear that noise? That's all you hear. There's no skill. How fast you can push a button. She's got all kinds of connections, so she gives me my room down the hall. Her boyfriend, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about it. But,
That's not.
We'll get into it in a minute.
Another show.
So they're down the hall, right? But Kelli Gates and I, her boyfriend goes down, and we go out dancing. And I'm wearing a hat. And you want to take it from here?
Well, it was so great because this place had like rules against logos and hats and stuff on the
dress
dance
code.
floor, dress code, and so you couldn't wear hats. So Chunky's going. First of all, I want you to know he took over the slot tournament. Like this girl's trying to host it with a microphone. Chunky steals a microphone away from this person, totally making a spectacle of everything. And I had to be like, he's not with me. No, I did not bring
I don't
this
even know
person.
who that guy is.
But anyway, this guy, you can't go on the dance floor with that hat, man. And Chunky, this big guard who was going to have, he's going to be in charge that night. And Chunky ended up telling some sad story that we were just started dating, and
Right.
that he was balding, and and I didn't know it. And that I thought he had hair.
Yeah. It was like our first date. She thinks I'm hairy.
And would you please, man? Tonight's not the night. I want to let her know that I don't
Right.
have
Oh, my
any.
God.
Hey, what did he do?
He let you in with that.
Of course he did.
You're the only one in there with that.
How crazy was that weekend? How much
We had
fun did we have?
Oh my God! Remember that girl that wanted to do both of us? That was crazy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute, John.
I'll tell you all the details. So anyway, Kelly's boyfriend goes down because he's just gotten down, and he's from semi-east, mid-east. He's not Middle Eastern. All right, he's from Colorado. That's what I meant to say. I should have just said Colorado.
He's not even in the picture.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so Kelli Gates and I start running around. And how about Kelly's like, there's no Texas Hold'em in this place.
Oh, that's right.
We get in a car and we go to the next casino. And I sit down and you're talking about making a fool of myself.
Oh my God.
And I was acting like I was Kelly's husband.
Yeah.
And I said, sweetheart, now that this guy's gone, do you want to sit next to me? And she was like, nope. And everybody at the table started laughing. And we both walked out of there. I think I walked at 300. You walked out with 500.
Yeah, these people have played together every single night. Real tranquil game. Very calm, man. He and I came in there and just rocked it, bluffing this, that.
that's
It was
awesome.
insane.
You're getting
but
back-
I did not want to be near my husband. No.
Yeah,
I do not, I do not know this man.
Right. So anyway, we go back and talking about the chicken. Like this is like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? I'm starving.
Oh my God.
And we go in, Kelly and I go into this Greasy Spoon in the hotel, and there's the girl that was flirting with us 5 hours earlier. And I was so hungry, and Kelly was so tired. There was nothing, we couldn't even put it together. And she was like, do you guys want me to come up and eat with you? No, we're hungry. We're hungry. We're eating. No, she's going to her boyfriend's room. I'm going to my room. And I'm sitting there going, if I wasn't married, it would have been hot tub time, baby. You know what I'm
This
saying?
woman was
I would
all
have put the
over us.
bubbles on.
Yeah, she was something else. And God, I just remember those onion rings.
Is that code? Is that code for something?
That sounds like code.
She had amazing onion rings.
But check this out. We're going to segue right into you being such a power poker player.
That's how I've been making my living, boys, over
I
the
cannot
last
believe
year.
it.
Yeah.
Is that for real? Like you're actually
Yeah.
making money playing poker? That's
Yes,
awesome.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. In fact, I just made a deposit, but
Now,
I should have made one in Palm Springs.
is that code? Is that code?
I just made a deposit, but.
She's speaking in
But
codes.
no,
Look at
I've
that.
I've got
Ladies
my
and
poker,
gentlemen.
I've got my poker.
What?
My money ready
Don't
to go.
show the
just a
one.
second.
When did you do that? This morning?
Last night. Then I went and deposited most of it, but that's my bankroll for today.
Good for you.
See
That's
my
cool.
my card, my
Oh,
bicycle
look at
card.
that. Oh, look at that. Yes.
I make $5 an hour on the card. Who knows how many hours I'll have at the end of the
And a
month?
free omelet.
Oh yeah, you would
Go to-
believe
go
the
to the
crazy
buffet.
freaking food they have at this place. But anyway,
How did
it's when
you-
people order the Korean fish with kimchi next to me, though, that I'm like,
that's rough.
ah,
That's
God,
rough. A
really?
big fried fish shows up at the poker table.
Yes, absolutely. You
The
would
whole
not
family
believe.
sits down.
No, I know Omaha High Low.
I play Omaha High Low split, 10 hands, and then we play 10 hands of 7 cards stud high low. split. So it's back and forth. It's a very specialized game. You know, you can walk into a casino and find Hold'em games anywhere and everywhere. But as far as finding this game, it's not very popular. So I have to go to the same place to play it. And
does that make it more heavy hitters? If it's an isolated game, are the betting
niche players?
Yeah, I wouldn't say heavy hitters.
What's
but
the buy-in?
Well, it's a structured game. It's not it is not no limit where you can throw in all your money at any time. So it's a structured 20-40 game. So basically you buy in, usually you just buy in for a rack of 500, but that can go in a matter of, a few hands. You know, one hand could end up potentially costing you
what is the
$300
best
to $400.
Omaha high-low starting hand?
Well, there's a couple, but most people would say ace, deuce, 3, or ace double suited, or ace, deuce, king, because then you got something else to work with for a high hand,
right?
For straights. But
here's a question: if you get dealt 2, 3, 4, 5, and an ace does not come on the flop, what do you do?
Well, it's amazing how many times you can still make that hand work. There's still a lot of straight possibilities. Even 2 pair in that game sometimes is wacky jacky. You know, I mean, but I'm not saying 5s and 4s are going to win a lot, but I still like picking up that hand. There's no doubt about it.
Let me jump in real quick. There's probably a handful of our listeners that think she's speaking Greek.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know something? Because I know a little bit about the game. I can do Texas Hold'em and Adler. You know that I'm terrible at it, but at least I know. But the high-low thing, and I know you play high-low, it confuses me.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, let me break in for a second.
Break.
Do you think we have a handful of listeners?
Travis, you see what I'm dealing with here?
Well, I was confused as the one listener.
You know, you have to. You're being paid, damn it. All right, let's talk vague questions. And Adler, if you got some more specialized questions, all good. Largest hand you lost?
Largest hand I lost. Well, again, because I'm not playing No Limit, the stories aren't going to be as exciting as I had it all in for $10,000. You know what I mean? But I don't know what to say there. It's just there's so many heartbreaking.
Not in a hand. What's the most you lost when you walked away and called it a night?
8,000 one night in a 30-60 game with a half kill. You know, a half kill, so it made it 40-80. No, it was one of those nights where, I mean, I could never lose that much again. I mean, it was impossible to lose that much. It was
Everything was going wrong.
Everything. If you had that ace deuce and the pot was huge and you already had half that pot, that deuce would come on the river and counterfeit you, and somebody would, have a 3-8 and beat your whatever. It was just.
Did anyone say that's poker right before you got up?
Yeah.
That's gambling.
I've had dealers call me aside and just be like, "Oh my God, I have never destroyed anybody like that." Even though it's not their fault, but they still felt personally like appalled that
responsible.
that much bad luck could be happening to me.
Change it. Flip the coin. The biggest victory.
Probably about the same.
Yeah, I bet.
About the same.
Nice.
So again, it's
That's a good night.
It's a 20, 40, 30, 60 game. So to even walk away winning 1,500 to a couple thousand is good. But that's a nice chunk of change when you can pop in for a few hours, and if you can pop back out.
And I want to let you know, extremely generous. When she comes back from the casino and she comes into the same beverage consuming establishment that we go to, bam, she's ringing that bell and everybody's having fun. That's what I adore about
I've
you.
not been involved in one of those yet.
No. She's one of the most generous.
Can you hit my beeper next time she's in?
Man, I'll double text you, motherfucker. I will double text you. And this woman right here is something special. That's the reason why I adore you. I love the fact that you said yes to this. But the bottom line goes, Kelli Gates is always giving. You're such a nice freaking person.
Don't even talk about my charity work.
It's a good segue into your love life, though.
No.
It's
I'm
a great
talking about
segue into the love life.
No, I'm not talking about a love life. I'm talking about the stuff that she's tied into.
Oh, really? Let's talk about that.
Bust some stuff out.
Oh gosh, no, I don't know. I'm just giving on a daily basis with people the way I tip. But no, I was involved in hospice for a long time with younger kids and taking in family members of the the sick child that didn't have wasn't getting attention. I had a girl come live with me for a couple of years, got her through high school, Lupe.
Yep.
And I don't know, I've met amazing, just amazing people through that. Trinity Kids Care is the name of that
Is there a
organization.
website people can go to?
Yeah.
We're all about promoting, baby. Tell you know.
Yeah, again, that was I got highly involved with this one personal family, and because I did give so much, there's rules about volunteering. Like you can't spend any money, you can't do this, and because I was giving so much, I had to like remove myself from the official volunteer roster just to take this family in and kind of help support them.
Really?
Yeah. So
that you would not become a benchmark, basically. Is that what it
or
was?
they would,
Raising the bar too high.
Yeah, and it just was against the rules. But I could not sit by and see this family like, want to throw this kid a birthday party, and they didn't have the money for it. I'm like, are you kidding me? So it became more like a family member type of thing. So unfortunately, that young man passed away recently. So I will have to get back into the fold of learning to just go to houses
what's that
and
website?
Leave. Well, Trinity Kids Care is what you would look up. But again, if you wanted to donate to that cause, they're always looking for some extra funding for sure. This great organization, and but yeah, no, I just like giving. I don't know. I always think it's going to come back to me.
It does.
awesome.
We'll see.
Hey, can I even go? Can I take you to a place where I don't think you know where I'm going to take you?
Okay.
And it's really emotional.
I'll
And
take
it
you
means
there.
something.
Okay.
And his name is Toby Bluth. Toby. You don't know Toby in the morning.
Toby.
Okay, the guy behind me. We're dedicating this show. And I thought maybe since we frequent the same establishment, I thought you knew Toby Bluth.
Oh, Toby. Yes, the man that does the
Disney.
the Disney, all the drawings, the
Right.
amazing art. Yes, I know.
Well, and I want to let you know, I thought that you and Toby had at least several conversations.
No, we did. It's been a while. I have not been into that particular establishment.
Just to back up, Toby Bluth is an American icon, Disney artist.
Yeah, no.
Also was on Broadway.
Multiple times. And he at one time was the number one artist for stills for Disney.
I couldn't believe
in the history.
some of the stuff that I.
And right behind, as Adler said, right behind me is one of his pieces. We said goodbye to him today. Yeah. So Toby, who was a monumental
Just a great,
icon in
great
my life.
human being.
Yeah. And look him up, Toby Bluth. He just checked out today. And now that I made this podcast even more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's raise our hearts. Let's raise our beverages
Yes.
and say,
No.
One
Toby
from my
Bluth.
homies. One from my homies.
Yeah. I tweeted, you are my happy, you are my grumpy, and now you are my sleepy.
Aw.
Sleep well, my friend.
Look him
very
up,
good.
people. Look up
No.
Toby Bluth on Google Images. You'll see all his beautiful work. What an incredible artist, incredible human being.
I'm getting back to you, Kelli Gates, and thank you for letting me share that.
Of course.
What's going on in your love life?
I love it. Let's do this.
Can we just cut right to the chase?
Yes.
Are you getting some? Yeah, you are. I can tell. Look at that smile, everybody. You are getting some. Adler, look.
I want to hear. I want to hear some stories.
it's complicated. It's complicated at the moment. There's potential for something pretty great, possibly. There's also
No, that's
people
vague. Too vague. We need a sound system when, or a sound effect when our guests are too vague. Too vague.
That's not bad. Let's do that.
You know, the danger in this is that these people that I might converse about will be able to access this, and I'm not really comfortable at the moment of talking about the situations.
That's fine.
Okay, Adler, is there any way we can make Kelli Gates more uncomfortable? We should have an awkward moment.
Here's what I'd like to
Okay,
do.
no, awkward. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Here's what I'd like to do with Kelli. We don't really have a proper intro, and you have the beautiful, sexy, amazing announcer voice.
Yes.
Can you do a 1 degree of Chunky B intro for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not great on just coming up with stuff on the fly. I'm better with reading a script.
I know,
curious-
but
yeah.
say that I got a big penis. and your vagina. No. Okay, just say that I'm a
right.
vegetarian. And go ahead. Just
right.
right, here we go. 3, 2.
I loves me some 1 degree of Chunky B.
I am so round of applause for Kelli Gates. Travis, make sure you lock that in.
And can I just say,
I'm wet over here.
go Lions? I know.
Oh
everyone's gonna hear.
man. All right.
You know what? Your boy was amazing this weekend.
Wow.
That was insane. I knew we were gonna. I know. I'm not sure this is gonna air when you're gonna.
Where-
access
I
this,
just
but
love Stafford. He's just like a working man's
he
quarterback.
is,
I love
man.
him.
He's a good old boy from
I want to drink
Texas.
beer with him and shoot deer and stuff.
He
You
was
know what
on.
I mean?
He was on the Mark and Brian show, and I got to talk to him.
Did
a
you
little
flirt
bit,
with him?
And he was over the phone, but he still was like.
Did
was
you
angry.
blow him?
He was just.
good-looking
I did
guy.
over the phone, in my mind. But no, he was so fun and down to earth and just cool, and I'm just so happy for him and the way he freaking did that trick play this last
that was
week
great, man.
against
The sneak over the middle.
Cowboys.
I know.
Oh my
All he did was
gosh.
stand up and do that.
Perfect.
All he did was put his hands in front of
Well,
himself.
they thought he was going to stop the clock and regroup, and he just went for it. And I love when he spiked it.
Hold on. Say that again. You did. What did he do? Give me that noise once again, Travis. Make sure we got this
I
rolling.
can't do it again.
Something like.
No, it
I'll
wasn't.
take it. I'll take it.
That-
I'll
It
take it.
reminds me of my best. Okay, we have time for one of my best stories ever. Okay,
Yeah.
played poker in Vegas. I was working in Vegas, 1980, 89 ish. Okay. I was a prop player at Vegas World. I worked part-time at a radio station, but it used to be Bob Stupak's Vegas World, now the Stratosphere. Seediest place on the planet at the time. They paid me to go in and play poker from 1 to 3 in the morning. I mean, $1 to $3 poker from the graveyard shift. So the limits were $1 to $3. That's the most you could bet at any time was $3.
Okay.
But I was paid to go in and keep the games going overnight. Well, Red Fox would come in every single night after his show, his X-rated show down the Strip. So every night he'd come in with his bodyguard sitting behind him. Again, we're playing $1 to $3 poker, and he's got a bodyguard. All right, and man, he would flirt with me for just days. So finally, one night, he's
What? Funny. What?
what? No, so this is
No, what? Tell
This
us.
is my story. This is my favorite stories. I don't know why, but he's like, you got nice lips, honey, nice lips. And I said, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I mean it. Nice lips. Thank you. I appreciate it. Of course, now I know who he is, but I'm just playing, going along with him. I'm telling you, I mean, I've never seen any lips like that, baby. Nice lips. I said, thank you, sir. He's like, what's your name? I said, well, my name's Kelly. What's yours? Bill Cosby. Without missing a freaking beat. It was just, I don't know why, but that sticks in my brain like nobody's business.
You said
It
you
was
have
just-
nice lips too, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was just the way he did that. Anyway, to me, whatever, go out with them and whatever. I was like, I've read, this ain't gonna work. But
I saw a recent photo of you with Steven Tyler.
yeah.
Where'd you meet him?
Well, that was pretty. I've met him a few times, but I was backstage at American Idol with a girlfriend, and I was like, "Hey, Steven, hey, I work at KLOS." And like, "All right, baby, I got a new single, honey. I got a new single coming out. You should come in my trailer and listen to it." And I was like,
No.
Okay, I can do that." And
Were
so
you impregnated at that moment?
Let her finish the story, Adler.
And so sure enough, he brought me and my friend into his trailer, or my friend and I, and played the new song and had his arm around me and just singing in my ears. Like, now listen to this part, and dancing and just the singing, and then wanted my critique of this tune, and it was just, I couldn't believe what was happening. I mean, it was just so, his arm draped around me for the whole freaking song while he sang it in my ear. And then I said, well, you should come on the morning show and play the song. And he said, well, I'm not really going to shows these days, but because of you, I will be there. And he actually, I swear to God, he actually came down about a few weeks later. Of course, my program director took all credit for it.
Oh, of course.
But the great, universe works in mysterious ways on that one was he came out of the studio and he said, where's she at? Where's Kelly? And I was like, here I am. He's like, she's the only reason I'm here, baby.
Oh,
and
come on.
and that's when he put his arm around me and we
took
took
a picture.
that picture.
Oh,
that's
that's
where that
fantastic.
picture took off. So I looked at my boss at the time like, ha ha ha. Not that it got me anywhere, but it still felt good. So I thank Steven for that acknowledgement. But so no, I don't know. It just had some amazing moments with rock and rollers. Just that I pinched myself, Robin Zander singing in my ear.
Did you ever meet Lou Reed? He just passed.
I never did meet Lou Reed. No, I can't say that I did. So
Let me ask you this. What was your biggest disappointment in rock and roll? Meaning you were hoping somebody was going to be this way and you met them and they let you down.
to be honest with you, it was not anybody that I'd ever set up to be
Right.
cool anyway.
So everyone
but it was
delivered?
Hootie and the Blowfish of all things. Not that I'm a fan at all, but I'd read an interview.
You mean the
with
country singer?
With the right.
What's his name? Darius?
Yeah, Darius Rucker.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
good call.
But yeah, I met one of the other guys. I'd read an interview where he liked the Kings of Leon at the time, where they weren't very big. That was before Sex on Fire. It was one of my favorite bands. It was something like that where I went to him like, "Hey, dude, I heard that you really like the same band." He's like, "Yeah, they're good." You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I was just thinking, it was like a green room experience where you had to do small talk. And I just thought, oh, wow, I'm going to bond with this person over this really great band. And it just was like, could care less.
At the same time, you never know where people are in their life at
That's
that
true.
moment.
That's true.
you know?
That's true. But
Yep.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking, though, I got this ace up my sleeve. I'm going to be able to go in and have
It's the thing about major celebrities is everyone remembers when they meet that person,
Yep,
and
and
they
they-
don't remember shit because everyone meets them every
Right.
day.
Yep.
It's
I'd
crazy.
say Glenn Campbell was one of the most sweetest things that I've ever, because
Really?
my parents were just Glenn Campbell fanatics, and they passed away when I was 19 and 24. So Glenn was in the green room, and I mean, that was just what we would listen to growing up. So I went into Glenn, and I was just perky and happy and fun. But the second I started to talk to him, I said, Glenn, I got to tell you, I grew up with my parents. I loved you. I said, they passed away. But if they were alive today, I'd fly them out here to meet you. And I just started crying. And he put his arm around me, and he's like, oh, honey. Now, what were their names? And I was like, Robert and Geraldine. And he's
Would you
like,
mind recording a phone message for them?
But they know they were in heaven, right?
well, they sound like great people. Tell me about him. Like, he actually wanted me
that's
to
sweet.
talk about my parents to
man.
him, and like, he just hugged me and just. But I never expected to have that moment, But he couldn't. When he asked me what their names were, I just thought that was one of the sweetest.
That's
things
really
ever.
cool. That's cool.
So anyway, I could go on.
I got one more question.
I got a question. One more question too.
Okay, two more questions, and then we're gonna wrap this up, and
Yeah.
we'll head from home, and we'll have a tequila or something.
Okay.
One rock and roll star, dude or dudess, I don't care. Who would you want to go to bed with?
Well, can I go back and travel in time?
Anybody, go,
It's
dead or alive.
1971.
Wait a second, time out. Don't say things.
Aldo Nova.
No. You okay, Gary, you got a pen?
Am I writing this down?
Okay. So
I know who it is.
it doesn't matter. Okay,
I know exactly.
I'm gonna write it down.
Although I will tell you that the dreamiest rock star, this is another one that I would say, but the dreamiest would be
okay,
David
I got you.
Gilmour back in the day, back in 1968, 69. I think he was one of the most incredibly dreamy looking guys.
said
But
71, right?
I would like to take the 71 version of.
All right.
Here's mine right there. I'm gonna show the audience.
Okay. I want to show. All right, we got it. Don't be looking.
Okay.
All right,
Who is it?
dead or alive, rock star. Who would you bang?
Back in the 1971's
It
version.
doesn't matter. I don't
Yeah,
care.
Keith Richards.
I had Jim Morrison.
No,
I
I
had
mean
Robert
Jim was
Plant.
hot.
I had
No,
Robert
I mean,
Plant.
again, I'm not going. I
Robert
going for
Plant? Not even
unconventional.
close?
Well, yeah, no, he was
All
hot. Are
right,
you
come
kidding me?
on.
Lord
Who's
have mercy.
closer?
Super hot, but I mean to me.
Who's closer?
I'd do Jim Morrison. dude. I mean, come on.
No, I take Robert Plant over
Oh,
Jim.
hello.
But Keith is just rock and roll
Are you
to me.
serious?
Again, I'm not
He's
going
the
on
man.
looks. I'm just saying he just.
He shot water rats and fed them to his geese, man. I mean, come on.
All right,
He's
yes
my,
or
he's
no?
my man.
Ozzy
He's my
Osbourne.
man. Oh, he was cute back in the day. And he's, you know what? The best smelling rock star I've ever met.
No
Are you
kidding.
And
serious?
repeatedly. I've met him maybe 5 times, and each time it was like, God, he smells good. Yeah, he's just, everything about him is just clean and just fresh.
Oh, wow. Who knew that? That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little tidbit right there.
Name another. We should make this segment. Kelly bangs yes or
Mick
no.
Jagger.
No, you know what? I was.
Who would want to bang Mick Jagger? Why don't you go visit your friends in Al Qaeda? I would fuck that man. You un-American?
Is I was backstage twice for a photo with the Stones, and I get them back, and I'm just about Keith. All I care about is Keith. That's all. And I get the photos back, and in both photos, Mick Jagger's arm is around me, and I don't even remember acknowledge it because I was
Really?
just, where the hell's Keith? That's like all I cared about.
This is a segment we call.
Billy Idol, I do in a
Bill,
heartbeat.
really?
Oh my God,
Wow.
Billy freaking Idol. That's
This is a segment
yum,
we
yum.
call.
So it's
Let's,
safe to say then Edgar Winter you would do.
yeah,
Same
and anybody
thing.
from
Most
that
albino rock and rollers Kelly Gates would do. So that's David Bowie.
Okay, this is a segment we
Edgar
call.
Winter.
David
This is a
Bowie's
segment we call "Let's Get to Know the Lesbo." If you had the lick of rock and roll vagina, what vagina would it be?
Can I get in on this?
Well,
And you've got to answer honestly.
Chrissy Hind, and it would be nice because she doesn't eat meat. It would be very nice. And
Oh, she's a vegetarian.
Be nice and fresh. I would
All right,
imagine.
okay, you go one more. Give me another.
Gwen Stefani.
Oh, she's definitely hot. There's no doubt about it.
Definitely.
Okay, if you're gonna lick someone's vagina, would you say yes or no to Justin Bieber? Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Garage of Love. We are 1 degree of Chunky B. My name is Chunky B. I am the Duke of your dilemma. I am the badge of your Tarian. It was a great honor. It was a great
work that out
honor
later.
to have Kelli Gates. But before I say goodbye to you, I want to say the man, the knob, wizard in the Garage of Love. He goes by the name of Travis. Please give your love.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Travis, where can we find you on the
Check
interweb?
out podcalyptictimes.com.
Oh,
Chunky's,
oh.
Chunky's rocking my t-shirt today.
Hey.
Thank
Can
you,
you
Chunky.
see this, guys? You got to check out his podcast. It sucks.
No, come on, that's
kidding.
terrible.
So
I'm
competitive.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Respect.
All right.
Thank you, Chunky.
Across the table in the Garage of Love is the executive producer. You can see him and find him and enjoy all his works from Four Eyed Films. Gary, before I say goodbye to you, talk more about your website.
We are a branding and motion design company. We have very highfalutin clients like Pabst Blue Ribbon and Warner Brothers and Disney and Saban Brands, etc. So if you need any branding done and animation, motion design, go to foureyedfilms.com.
Spell the 4, just in case anyone fucks up.
Yes, FOUREYED films.com.
You get it? Because he wears glasses? Kelli Gates, break it down. Where can we find your you?
Well, I have recorded a show that is going to be airing soon, as long as everything goes off without a hitch, on that station that I've been wanting to work at for a long
great.
time, with Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters, one of the most incredible, down-to-earth, sweetest
kidding.
guys I've ever met. And the way that whole story came about is astounding, but I'll always thank him. And I don't have an air date for that yet. Just that's the
Can we find
unfortunate
you
part.
on Facebook?
Of course.
Okay.
Go to Kelli Gates, Kelly, Kelli, Kelly with an I.
Oh, yes. You sometimes spell
You've
that
spelled
why?
my name wrong since I've known
For like,
you.
what,
But you
15
know what? The
years.
guy
You
that I
spelled it with
married
a
spelled my
C.
name wrong on a note, I think 5 days before the wedding, so I should have known then.
Chunky spelled it with a C, though. That's the problem.
So anyway, yeah, Kelli Gates. And I don't know. I don't tweet. I should, but who knows? Maybe I'll start that up too.
Do you
But-
twerk? Is the question.
Do you go upside down, thrusting your cute buttocks?
Chunky B, where can we find you, my friend?
ChunkyB.tv. Thank you for asking. My executive producer, Gary Adler. ChunkyB.tv. And I'm tweeting. Travis, can you find me on tweet?
Yeah. Chunky B TV. At Chunky B TV.
All right. And what about my Facebook?
Facebook,
Chunky B, yeah.
Just
Then
It's a fan page,
search
right?
for that.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Give him
But
some likes. He needs more likes.
Yeah. I want people to like me more. Kelli Gates, my heart, my soul is open up to you. You are someone special in my life, and you have no choice, but you and I are growing old together. My name is Chunky B from the Garage of Love. You're listening to 1 degree of Chunky B. Be real, be kind, be cool. Round of applause.
Attaboy. Good job, Chunky. Good job, Kelly.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
I want to let everybody know that's listening to this right now. It's ChunkyB.tv.